All right, everybody, welcome back in. Yes, this is going to be our first game, our first cast on the new patch 0.5 with the Stormgate. That's our first game of the real Stormgate era. And special shout out and thanks to our Red Celestial player here, Aureil, for sending in these replays because I made a personal request of him to send me any good games he had today so that I could share them with you all. And he complied. So once again, thank you very much. And in this game, he will be playing none other than the Grimmy in the Blue Infernal. So we're going to get some Celestial versus Infernal here. And since that was a matchup that was pretty tough, what's going on here? There's an Argent already across the map. That is certainly not something I've never seen before. Now remember, Argents have changed. They have this new power-up shot. And their energy doesn't work by a simple recharge. It recharges by taking damage and delivering damage. So we can see as they're taking damage, their energy will go up. I think they get exactly one, maybe high-powered shot that does 4 times the damage of a normal shot, if I remember correctly. So there's a lot more variation between the power up and power down shot, but there are a lot fewer of the power up shots. And I know there's an animation difference, but I haven't really been watching yet. So far, it looks like these Argents have been doing really good. They've got a few. They killed the first Brute and Fiends, and a few Imps as well. But they're headed home. This is only the 2-minute mark of this game. Grimmy has his own little setup. What has he got? He's got 2 productions plus a farm. This is not a farm anymore. It's a tribute pyre. And out of that comes gremlins, who look a lot like imps. That could be confusing. I think it might be valuable for us to put a little bit of artwork effort on there, see if we can get them to be a little more distinct. At least my first instinct when I saw them fighting, I thought those were imps going down. They were actually gremlins from the tribute pyre that went down, and I'm not sure what that meant. How much damage did Aureil really get in that opening? If some of those were not imps, they were gremlins. But for now, he is healing up underneath the Arc Ship, and there's been some discussion about whether Arc Ship energy should be used for healing or saved for, I think it's Purify, which has now been moved to the Arc Ship. A lot of top bar powers have been moved around, and then some have been eliminated. What's going on over here,
Dimensional
Grimmy?
rift detected.
Ooh,
A Stormgate will activate soon.
I see. He was trying to guess maybe it was here or here. But nope, it was this one really far off. So there is going to be some Stormgate action happening. Here we are, our first Stormgate. There is a expo going down behind this for Grimmy. But here we are at our first Stormgate. And it's Grimmy getting the first attacks off, but Aureil is going for the Brutes, it looks like. And is in fact just going for a battle here. I think trying to take out the army before going for the Stormgate itself. But at the moment it looks like Grimmy's got the upper hand here. Aureil moves back into the healing fountain. Now this is of course new. It's like a healing camp that has already been captured for anyone who wants. And that has meant there's not been any real damage done to this first Stormgate. I do think they last for like 80, 90 seconds. So that's a minute and a half. So we still have time to do this. And Grimmy comes in to try and take some damage while Aureil's like, no, we're fighting here. This game might be called Stormgate, but you gotta fight my Argents. Now, it doesn't look like extra Argents have been added here. And these are being really well chased down by the Gaunts of Grimmy. Well, it looks like back at the Stormgate, Grimmy's only got 1 Gaunt here. You need more Gaunts than that to fill up the power bar. Let's look at our Stormgate here. You need to fill it all the way up here. Maybe even get that red rune to change before it fills up. Although now there are a couple Fiends and Gaunts here. Is there a timer here? Oh, that's the timer right here on the Stormgate, it looks like. And it is finished. And it is claimed by Grimmy. Let's see what he gets. I don't really know what the rewards are, or if we even get to see them. I don't think we get to see the 3 that he picks from there. No, but he does pick a totem. It's a soul forge, and I don't know what those do yet, so we'll just have to keep our eye on that and see what it is. I haven't figured out all the different rewards yet, and there are a good number of them. There are different tiers of reward, tier 1, 2, and 3. This looks like it might be one of the macro tools. And there's one that speeds up production and buildings. This might be the clone rune that clones one of your units. We'll just have to see. Now, Aureil has made a ton of Argents and just said, fine, I'm on Creation Chamber Tech, and I'm coming across the map, but there is some curse from the Gaunts, and Aureil's not so sure he wants to commit there. He's going to pull back for now. Now, we've got another Stormgate coming up in exactly 1 minute. Hellborn out. Oh, actually, they're looking a little bit cooler. Hello, Hellborn. I love some of the graphics. There's so many different graphics updates. Let me talk about these Gaunts. Way more light colored. I didn't notice that earlier, but that's really helpful for telling them apart. Thank you, Frost Giant, for making those really important graphical updates. And now what's going on is we have an attack while Aureil's a little bit out of his map, or out of his base.
Stormgate will activate soon.
And you heard that there. There is a Stormgate on the way up there. I think the Stormgate voiceover might be a little loud, because it seems loud in my headphones. Now, Aureil finally fought his way back into his base. Sovereign's Watch, but remember, it can only be triggered on arrays now. And now Grimmy's rushing off to the Stormgate and has started attacking it. There's still time for Aureil to get back in this, and he's got Argents on the way, but a lot of them are weak. I don't like that. A lot of them have a lot of energy, though. That means with some good fires off the bat, yeah, we get some power shots, killing Gaunts really quickly. But the Stormgate is half captured by Grimmy, and Grimmy turns to fight. Now, one thing is the Stormgate does capture your aggro, so it can be a little bit challenging to fight around the Stormgate for now. I imagine that's going to change later, so that enemy units are maybe going to be more higher priority in your aggro, meaning that if you want to attack the Stormgate, you have to directly attack the Stormgate. Otherwise, your units will fight back against the units of your enemy. Kree showing up here for Aureil have been a big help, but wait a second. Magmadon is what you need if you want to clean up some Kree. Magmadon does some stompy stomps, but then he says, I'm here for Stormgate action. That's the name of this game. I'm not here to fight Aureil. Actually, wait, look how close they are. There's still a little bit of time. A few Gaunts there trying to pick it off, but a Kree also getting in on the action for a second. But it looks like this Stormgate might be claimed by Grimmy. Indeed it is. Almost. Oh, wow. Aureil coming in at the last second to battle back the Stormgate. Now, if he can deny it being claimed by Grimmy. He doesn't have to capture it himself to sort of be victorious here. And time's run out. Stormgate closed. Missed your opportunity there. Very interesting battle here around the Stormgate. I'm pretty excited in this first game of 0.5 to see how the battles around the Stormgates have really driven some actually interesting interaction. That is what Frost Giant said was going to happen. I don't know why I didn't believe him. It's happening. It's happening. We've got a drop on the way. Now remember, that was the tier 2 Stormgate. I think we've got a tier 3 coming up here in another minute. But this drop might be in play during that Stormgate, or maybe he will wait right until the last minute. I like how the Harbinger looks really cool now too. Way to go, new textures, new colors, new everything, Frost Giant team. Alan Dilling and your team, you guys have done a great job. Very nice. This drops in play. We're about to get a Stormgate announcement in another 15 seconds or so. And the drop's going to be picked up. We got mostly prisms taken out here. And the Harbinger's just going to scooch away. as we should be getting the announcement right now. Where is that Stormgate going to be? There it is.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
All right, Stormgate's up. Remember, they're going to be every 3 minutes and 30 seconds. The drop's still going down here, meaning that Aureil had to leave some of his Argents behind to fight the drop. And Harbinger teleports home with nothing. Poor Gons.
Stormgate has appeared.
But Stormgate up, and Aureil is going for it. This is likely a tier 3 one. Tier 3 ones have some really nice bonuses. In comes the Hellborn. Hellborn leading the charge. I don't think a Hellborn by itself is going to be able to do much here. Okay, at the last minute there, just before it was captured, Aureil pulls back his units. And now it's a little bit of micro battle as the Kree are trying to get on top of the Hellborn and trying to get some damage done to prevent Grimmy from stopping the capture. Captured by Aureil. What's he gonna get? I don't know. A giant demon thing. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. It just one-shotted a Magmadon, and Aureil is punching forward. Bye-bye to another Magmadon. It is net decimating these units here. Hello, big boy. What's your name? The Deep One. Magmadon's out on top of Argents. Deep One shooting his big old Deep One shots. What do you shoot here? Your Withering Death. What? 250 damage to heavy. No wonder it's one-shotting these mags here. Of course, that's not enough to completely one-shot a full health mag, but it's definitely one to finish off some low health ones. Deep One here is in the action. Putting down damage on the Shrine now. Grimmy out with another Magmadon, but what are you going to do when you got a Deep One here? Deep One's going to kill the Shrine, and we're going to get GG from Grimmy in this first game of 0.5. Alright friends, we're back at it. This is going to be another game. And once again, thank you Aureil for sending me over your little repay pack. Aureil here in the red. But this time it's not Grimmy, it's not the Grim Star, it's not the Grim Daddy. It is Tilda? Tilda. Well, I don't know who Tilda is. Tilda is probably somebody we know. It's probably Yoru or JXP. Those are my top two guesses. Or Duchy. But I'm just going to go with Tilda. Tilda in this game. Argent already marching across the map. So I didn't full, this is a surged. Is it surging? I think that's the new Chrono Surge, Chrono Boost. Now it's got the overloaded, which reduces production. So you can surge, it surges for a while, and then it slows down after to sort of catch up. That's interesting. Overloaded is done. But that allowed Aureil to pump out 3 Argents really quickly at the beginning of the game. It's 1 minute and 22 seconds in. It's already here. Going for this funeral pyre. Is that what's called? Tribute pyre. Boom. Gone. Gone. So that's actually good damage. I like this harass. This is what I've been talking about for so long. I want to see harass that target's supply. So this has hit the supply. That's also defense. Now, it doesn't look like it's actually managed to delay the supply. It didn't, supply block. Fiend's out, though, from the Brutes, and 1 Phantom there, too. Should be enough to get this final Argent. So was it really worth it? Maybe. Did kill 1 Pyre. I was like, what did it didn't supply block it, but it did delay maybe this space a little bit. Hey gremlins. Hey little cool gremlins. These are the new units. I thought they prayed. I want to see them praying. Give me that praying action, boys. Okay, no praying action. Meanwhile, there were some Scout Fiends trying to see what was going on in the base. And Aureil did all that off of a single chamber. Now putting down a second chamber. And up to 3 Argents again. Fiends on the map, anticipating maybe where that Stormgate's going to pop. Now remember, they are random. Could be anywhere. And this is our Edge of Oblivion. I didn't even realize this is our new map. What? I haven't even had a chance to really check it out yet. It's kind of cool. It's got a little... It's got a Luminite and
Dimensional rift
Ethereum
detected. A storm
for
gate
your
will
natural. I
activate
like
soon.
that. Stormgate appearing in the bottom right. And we've got Tilda already on third base over here. Now, that might be partly to catch up from that
A storm gate
harass.
has appeared.
Aureil sent his Argents first, and his Argents are going to get the first shots. But it's interesting here because we see Tilda throwing some fiends into the base. What is he looking for here? He's looking for a power bank, but there is an Argent there to deal with it. Some Gaunts here trying to take out the Argents, but it's the Gaunt that goes down. There's too many Argents here. Those 3 Gaunts in the Brood are not going to be able to deal with these Argents. And good micro from Aureil. Now another Brute showing up. Maybe I was wrong here. Maybe I misjudged that battle just a little bit. But it does look like actually the Brutes and Gaunts are going to win the day. Aureil has to pull back those Argents, even though a few more Argents have arrived to reinforce. Now the Stormgate is being attacked by Tilda. Is Tilda going to win it? Argents in the back trying to maybe get some kills on some of the reinforcing units. Most of the units here are putting damage down on the gate. Still has about 15 or 20 seconds left on its time. And it does look like this will be claimed by Tilda. It's interesting, it's a lot of damage that appears to need to be put down. I think the amount of damage that you need goes up from tier to tier. And what do we get? We get a cool little wandering zombie thingy-me-doober. What are you doing, you creeping horror? What do you got? You got some damage. Range 8. You've got some armor. Okay, you're an armored something or other. What else you got here? Weapon attack deals minor splash damage around their target and reduce the movement speed of damaged enemies by 50%. Okay, pretty good at slowing units. Let's see if we can see that impact. Looks like it's hard to tell if there's a curse on there, if there's any kind of visual effect from our friend here, the creeping horror. Oh, there we go, a little splatter effect there. For the moment, is the creeping one going to be enough to make this push work? We'll see. Tilda's right up here in the base, and Aureil has had to pull back his Argents, that is, to micro them to try and keep them alive. So far, he's done that. And he is now putting damage down on the Gaunts, and Gaunts are starting to peel off. Really good micro from Aureil to pull back his weak Argents. And that means he's going to be chasing down these units here. The cursed one, creeping horror, what is it? There we are. Still alive. Gonna make it into the retreat. But the Argents in chase. Going to the healing camp. Go chill there.
Dimensional rift detected.
Ooh,
a
there's
storm gate will activate soon.
Dimensional rift detected. Yeah, that voice is a little louder than it should be. I wonder if that's just my settings. Maybe I'll double check that before the next game.
A storm gate has appeared.
Okay, another little skirmish around the Stormgate. Now Tilda still has that creeping horror from before. And Aureil's trying to do the Argent micro. And so far doing okay, at least preserving his Argents as best as he can. And also kind of forcing Tilda into these awkward battles where Aureil's just fighting a couple units, although now he's the one who's the victim of that. And once again, so this is where the Stormgate was last time. I don't know if I like that. I like that it's random, but I don't know if I like that it came back to the same spot. Maybe it should just not go back to the last one. I don't know. I don't like it because maybe you could set up a base or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reacting. This is the second Stormgate I've ever seen. Aureil's unit is very low here. Oh, he used the new Argent dash ability. He used it to dash forward. I've been seeing folks use it more like a blink for stalkers to blink away, which is really cool. Stormgate was captured here by Tilda. Not sure what he got. Oh, he got a bunch of slimy dudes. What are these ones called? The Unstable Necrolusk. What do you got? 0 damage. Oh, really useful. What do you do? This unit explodes when it attacks. Okay, okay. The explosion is 200 plus 100 to structure. Okay, so it's a giant, big old chonky baneling. And Tilda is like, I'm gonna attack in, but your banelings aren't there yet, bro. They're slow. They're the slowest, chonkiest banelings ever. And that means his army went down. But wait, are these banelings gonna... Oh, boom. No, 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 buddy. Oh. Well, 2 of them went down. Yeah, they're way too slow. Oh, terrible. So I think Aureil got the better of that because those Baneling thingies are just super, super, super slow. I can't see how they're going to be useful. They're good against structures. So they're good for a Baneling bus. So if you're up against a StarCraft 2 turtling Terran, they might be useful. But I think chasing units, they're a little... Maybe you can get them some kind of boost or something. Or maybe there's a power I'm missing that we can't see everything about. Maybe they have something that allows them to charge into battle. But for now, it does look like Aureil, Freeze, and Argents are going to win out.
Dimensional rift
Uh-oh.
detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
Here I yammered and yammered about the Stormgates and all those Banelings kind of waddling around there. Uh-oh, Dragon out. I like that. I like that.
A Stormgate has appeared.
Dragon wants to try and get on top of these units and help and hopefully get the snowball starting to happen. But for now, he's just done enough to chase them away. He uses the Shroud Fall ability to cover the map, which also reduces the vision of the enemy units, which kind of makes a soft concealment maybe for the Infernal Army. Doing a really good job, actually. Pushing back Aureil's units. It's not sure Aureil's going to get this one. Ah, here comes Aureil again, charging in. Trying to get on top of the dragon or maybe the Hellborn, but it just can't. There's enough tier 1 units here now. There's enough fiends here to really chase them back. And even though a lot of new units are streaming in from Aureil, he is pinned back while the Stormgate is under attack. Stormgate gets won by Tilda. What's she going to pop? Is it going to be another one of those big old demon daddies that we saw last game? Because that guy was like, he kind of owned. What do we get? Triple? Oh, it's the Dragon Fleet. That can't be good. 3 dragons. Watch out, baby. Here they come. It's the Air Force of Dragons. Oh, wow. Tilda, the true father of dragons here. Bringing in his bad boy dragons. And that's GG from Aureil. Okay, we're back at it. And once again, this is Aureil. Thanks for sending us these cool games, Aureil, and thanks for sending us losses, because I know who wants to send in a loss. And once again, this is going to be Tilda. Tilda, the father of dragons, or possibly mother of dragons. Forgive me for assuming a male gender there. As who knows who Tilda really is. Tilda could be anyone. We have a number of really strong women in our crowd. Maybe this is Novea Star. I don't know. So, who knows who Tilda is? If you do know who Tilda is, let me know. Maybe I'll know. Maybe I will know them. And a lot of new players may be in the game right now, as well as a lot of old players that maybe took a break in 0.4 because the balance wasn't where everyone wanted. And now we've got a brand new game, a whole new game. Now look at this. We've got the same interaction from last game. These 3 Argents have shown up, and they're going straight for the pyre. Tribute pyre. You give tribute here. I'm trying to remember the names. One Gaunt goes down. Another one's going to go down. Gremlin's out now. One Gremlin goes down pretty easily. Argents have to run away. And Fiends split. Pretty well done, but remember, Fiends have like 0 HP. They do have crazy DPS, so they did get 2 of those low Argents. But now these Argents managed to get back into the game. They had their power up attacks. And they're going for that pyre again. They get it. 2 Gaunts are out, and they're hoping to get that weak one, but no, they pull back. So, what I'm learning here from Aureil is that rushing in with your Argents might be enough to snipe that early pyre. Although, this pyre, I mentioned this last game, isn't needed for supply at... Well, that's not exactly true. At 15 you need it, so... When it was destroyed earlier, I don't think that Tilda was at 15 of 15. But definitely needed it, say, to pump some of these units out. So, so maybe I'm off on that. Maybe that pyre was needed, and maybe even supply block Tilda for a smidge there. In any case, it is still a building sniped, as well as some Gaunts going down. So I think for an opening, that's really good. I think, what did we see Aureil lose? Maybe 2 Argents there.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
Pardon me, there's a dimensional rift being detected. There's a Stormgate coming. Aureil's already there. We're on Broken Crown, which is, of course, a much smaller map. And out comes Tilda.
A Stormgate has appeared.
Here it comes, Storm Baddies. And they're both just going for it. Now, I think that's ultimately fruitless. If you're going for it and your opponent's going for it, then nothing's happening. You might as well do what we're seeing here, which is some actual army-on-army action, which is always more fun to see anyways. And it's been mostly all Argent action so far. And yeah, Bruce going down, Gaunts going down. Really nice Argent control. Pulling back the weak ones. Making sure that those targets are reinitiated by the opponent. Now almost everything's weak now, so it's getting harder. There are a few Argents that could be tanking. Oh, and once again, stepping forward, sniping Gaunts. And this is all just army versus army battle. But without the Stormgates, I don't think either side here would continue streaming their units in. In the previous metas, what would be the value to doing this, even if you were fighting over, say, a health camp or something? So I really like this new mechanic, or at least how I'm seeing it from my caster's eyes, which is... Wait, let me take it all back. Tower defensing, towering up the Stormgate. I hate it now. No, just kidding. This is fun interaction. I really like it. I like seeing, you know, this has been more interesting than watching creeps go down so far. Again, we don't see what is getting picked from. But I think this is the healing. Yeah, this is Frey. She's the healing one. It doesn't tell us what her healing power does. But I think she auto-casts heal on your unit. It's like a ray or something, if I remember correctly. She looks interesting. I get why they kind of colored them all orange to try and help us see what the rewards are. But... I think they should probably just give them their own models. After a while, we'll know what they are. We already have to learn all the models. But Aureil's pushed up here. There is a Hellborn in the back that's helping, and for the moment at least, Aureil's being pushed back, and Tilda is able to hold this. Is he going to be able to get the reward unit, the Freya in? Freya. I think that's from the goddess Freya. That's my guess, which is often associated with this kind of Feywild-like looking creature. That's my guess. Yeah, is she invisible now? Something happened there.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
Wait, what? This... Now I really don't like it. I thought the Stormgates were supposed to be random. How come they keep appearing in the exact same spot?
A Stormgate has appeared.
Oh yeah, right, and it's auto aggroed onto the strike nodes, so that means Aureil's already getting some really good damage on there. Poor Tilda shows up and realizes, this is your base? There's a Guardian Nexus here. Does it still do its boosty stuff? I thought those may have been taken out on this patch. In any case, the strike node and a lot of Argents are doing a really good job on the Stormgate, and I guess there is a bit of a tug of war going on, but Aureil is going to still win this, able to put down way more DPS onto the Stormgate. And that means Tilda's able to kill a building, kill a creation chamber. But the Stormgate is activated on Aureil's side. And what does he get? A dinosaur thing. What are you, vile lurker? What do you got? 70 plus 140 versus structure. Kills buildings. Here to kill buildings. Okay, okay. And, ooh, we got the charge brutes on. That means a lot of damage to the front line of Aureil here. Argents are going down. He's trying to pull back a little bit so that he can preserve those units and get a nice arc. But there are Hellborn in the back here that are putting down a ton of damage. Kill the creation chamber. More units showing up on both sides. But it does look like Tilda is going to get to push into this forward base. But now we're seeing Argent show up as well. It's the Hellborn in the back actually are doing a pretty good job. But here we see it. Argent's pushing forward. Ooh, they used their cool little skill. What is that skill now that it... Oh, jeepers, I can't see. Never mind. I don't know if I can see it on the Argent anyways when I'm trying to click one. But there is, of course, that new ability allowing them to charge in. These Argents and Kree are pulling back. But there's a strike node and power banks here. We get a lash on the lurker thing. And now it is time for Tilda to retreat. That poor Weaver looked really weird when he died. Was that normal? Looked weird to me. We're at 9 minutes and 40. That means Stormgate gonna appear very soon. Is it gonna be the same Stormgate? Is that how this works? Because it kind of looks like it's already... Or is that the remnants of last time? I don't know. Is this a bug? I don't know. It's only the third game I've ever seen with a Stormgate in it. Let's see what happens. Another base going down up here for Tilda.
Dimensional rift detected.
The
A
double
Stormgate will
Ethereum
activate
moved
soon.
up top. Okay, so it is random. We just had 2 in a row at the same place. Maybe we need to fix that. Or maybe we don't. Maybe I'm just being a little knee-jerk to that.
A Stormgate has appeared.
Stormgate up. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? So Aureil starts by going for the Stormgate, but then turns to fight. This is just a pretty normal fight. Front line's going down first for Tilda. That means Kree able to get on top of Gaunt's in the back line there. And that means everything's going to push forward a little bit. And there's starting to be a dwindling force there for Tilda. And yeah, Hellborn popping now. A few charged brutes show up, but now the Argents are just going to micro back and finish that off so that they can go for the Stormgate. Meanwhile, Aureil's also pushing forward. Well, it's mostly power banks here, but building that base for more and more forward. They do, of course, add the power, which is very helpful for the Argents. Actually, do they still power up Argents? I don't know. There are some Cabals here that can use the power at the very least, and it provides SimCity. Tilda's streaming in his units, hopefully trying to get anything to this Stormgate, but it looks like Aureil's going to capture this Stormgate as well. Has he lost his lurker? I think so. What do you got? Is it a big baddie? Show me what you got. It's a this thing. Swarm Mother. What is that? I don't know. Kind of looks like one of the graboids from Tremors, but with legs. What does it do? It just walks around. It has a void husk. It has no attacking. I don't know what it does. Now, one way or another, Aureil has a really nasty looking force with an advantage in supply considerably. And it's just Bruce and Gaunt's here for Tilda. Sorry, there's one Hellborn there as well. I think with some of the changes to our brute buddies, maybe they are not quite as OP as they once were. That's what the Swarm Mother does. Makes a bunch of little swarmalingies. Okay. She's a swarm host? Swarm Mother's a better name, but it seems like it's basically the same thing. Did these things die on a cooldown or what? There we go. Yeah, they all die. Okay. That's how it happens. Oh, but new ones pop out. I see, I see. So he's just going to swarm host Tilda to death. Where you going? There's nothing over here. Uh-oh. Poor swarmlings. You have to walk all the way back around. And then you're just going to die.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
This base goes down and Aureil takes it. We got a Stormgate showing up down here. I assume they're all tier 3 after the initial. And there go the Swarmlings in. There is a dragon above. Swarmlings doing a lot of tanking. That's always good when you have free units doing tanking. Everyone's just ignoring this Stormgate because Aureil is pushing the front. He's got a really nice concave with his Argents and his Sabers. Nonetheless, he pulls back as his front line dwindles a bit there. His concave was so good that I might have just pulled back some of the frontline units and allowed those Sabers to go to town, but it doesn't matter as he's melting the army here. He had a pretty good concave regardless. Oh, there we go. We see the Argents jump jetting forward. I'm going to call it that because I don't know what that skill is yet. Should have memorized the patch notes before I came into cast today. But this looks like it might be Aureil figuring out how to crack Tilda's game. And yes, we get a GG from Tilda.